Hello, welcome back to What? Like It's Hard. I'm your host, Allison Ziegler, and we are here for our 12th week. Thank you so much for joining me and for understanding as I took a brief sabbatical from filming. If you saw, I did a post, and if you follow me on Instagram, Spider, my Bengal cat, my dad opened the door, he went running, and I got the call as I was at my business coach's house working on new material. And I raced home like a bat out of hell. This is Miko, not Spider, but oh my gosh, I was devastated. And I just, this would have been the 22nd of November. And it was horrifying. And he was gone for a whole week. I made posters, I went out and looked for him regularly in the woods, and I had all these plans for Thanksgiving, which was interesting. I had my 10-year high school reunion, and I just had made plans to go see various friends. A few of my cousins had babies, so I was gonna go see them, and I couldn't do it. My mom was like, no, I'm flying down. She got a flight last minute, flew down to see me Thanksgiving Day. We looked for Spider, and I was it was horrible. It was traumatic. I was devastated, and we were just determined to find him. We never really gave up hope, and we were looking around the neighborhood. There's a black cat in the neighborhood, and he was helping us look for Spider. There was a spider sighting in one of somebody's yards a few days earlier, and we tried to go there. We had no idea what to do. And we went to bed. This was the night after Thanksgiving, and somebody rang our doorbell at midnight. They rang it twice. My mom and I knew what it meant. We jumped out of bed and ran outside, and there Spider was in my neighbor's driveway, and it was just such a joyous reunion. Oh my gosh. I bring this story up and I'm sharing this for a few reasons. So number one, it's just kind of an indicator of you can plan all you want, but life's going to happen. I could have never predicted that Spider was going to run away, and I couldn't have predicted that it was going to have such a emotional toll on me. So it's you can make plans, but you ultimately need to go by what you feel in order to determine what you actually want to do. So I think that's important. I've been really struggling between two concepts, because I know you need to be careful with what you commit to and what you say you're going to do is one thing. Then number two, and you need to be careful about it just because it's important to remain in integrity, and it's very important to remain in integrity with yourself, but I ultimately think it's more important to give yourself grace at the same time. So I've been struggling with this just with my anxiety. I find myself overcommitting to things, I'm going to launch my course on this day, and I'm going to have these modules done. Not even underestimating the work that has to be done, but it's it consumes me thinking about it. So that's something I really want to work on in the coming year. And I guess, everything's a practice, but I just wanted to make that distinction. You can make plans, but they're going to change. You can't necessarily anticipate how something's going to have an impact on you. But then also it was interesting because my mom and I never gave up hope that Spider was coming home, and it was it just was a non-option for him not to come home. So we just it was interesting too. I got this spider ornament, so I can't read it, but it basically just said I leap through the dark Scandinavian forest and make my way home to you. And I was okay, the universe won't be teasing me with this little spider figurine that says I'm coming home if you're not actually coming home. So I don't know, it was just a really interesting learning experience, and I'm so grateful he's back. The other thing I wanted to bring up about it, I'm rattling on about my cat forever, but basically it was really interesting because I really, really wanted him to come home, and I was devastated that he wasn't here. And then he came home, and I was oh my gosh. So my emotions, they went from down here to up here, in a very, very short amount of time. And my body the next day was just like all sorts of like out of whack. Like I was so anxious, and it was like I knew I didn't have anything to feel anxious about, but I just like couldn't settle my body out. Like I feel like my adrenaline, and like I'm not a scientist, so I don't know like what chemicals are released during like extreme emotional periods like this, but it was like the energy had to cycle through my body. And you know, the big thing with anxiety is it doesn't always, I mean, it defies logic. It literally, which I think makes it worse, because it's like you have no reason to be feeling like this right now. But it's like you should be happy your cat's back. Like, what are you upset about? And it was like I wasn't upset. I was so happy, but I was literally just like crying over him like 12 hours ago. Like it was very weird, but learning experience nonetheless. Today I went to see A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. It was the life story of Mr. Rogers, and it was amazing. It featured Pittsburgh, which I love, and it has a beautiful message. It got really good reviews. I really enjoyed it, and Mr. Rogers is just such an inspiring person, and so anything about him will automatically make you feel good for seeing it. So I would recommend that. Another event I went to, it was for the Pink Mentor Network, and it was their year-end celebration, which there were 12 women who were featured, and they all spoke about their year and just what kind of experiences they had, and it was really great. I loved learning from all these women in Charlotte, and you know, it's so 2 things about the event. Number 1, we had to pick a word to describe our 2019, and my word that I used was foundation. And then we had to describe like our biggest lesson. So this was like on a front and a back of an index card. So on the front of the index card, I wrote down foundation, and then on the back, I wrote wherever you go, there you are. And you put it on the index card, you put them in a pile, and then you like exchange them. So it's kind of like really cool because you get random ones, but they somehow really apply to what you're learning. So the word for 2019 was foundation. I put it down. The word that I used for 2020 is it's Showtime. So like Showtime. It's a mock of like this Facebook status I posted when I was a freshman in college. Like, who did I think I was? I posted that like before going out one night. Like, it's Showtime. Like, what? But then here I am like 10 years later being like, it's Showtime again. Like, different context, same thing, going out, starting a company, whatever. But basically where I'm going with that, the one that I put down, it's a foundation. The one that I picked up, their 2019 word was learn, and the 2020 word was trust. And when I talked about learning, it was like, don't isolate yourself. And that was a big lesson I needed to learn, because I think that this year I've really isolated myself. I've really been learning a lot just about business in general, and I think it really went in conjunction with the word that I picked, Showtime, because it's like, okay, you've done the learning, you've done the laying the foundational groundwork, like it's time to prove yourself, and it's time to like get this company off the ground. Like, we are not an expensive hobby anymore, we are a money-making machine. So I'm really excited. I guess to make money I need to finish my course, but patience. Not just patience, but like one day at a time. Rome wasn't built in a night. Alice and Ziggy's not going to be built in a night. So every day, as long as I'm making progress towards my goals, I'm happy with that. But I also, so I talked about the course. I talked about it's Showtime. Okay, I want to do some product plugs. So I went to this like spiritual shop that I'm obsessed with. I'll do a talk on them later. But it's called The Nook. It's in Cornelius. And I found these flower drops. They're, you really can't see them. They're called Bach, B-A-C-H, flower drops. And they're like a natural stress reliever. And I really like them for relieving anxiety. And they're not approved by the FDA, so I don't know who cares about that. Like, probably I should, but like I mean, the FDA approves all sorts of like messed up drugs anyway, so doesn't necessarily mean anything, but they are such a good stress reliever. Oh my gosh, I've never found anything like this that it's very calming, it's very grounding, you feel very centered, I feel very articulate, right? So that was a product plug I wanted to do. And then I've been following my intuition lately, like just listening to it. Okay, I went to Target I was like, why do I want to go to Target? Like, what's at Target? What wasn't at Target? They released at the dollar section. They had, oh my gosh, these were $3. And look, they're just, it's planners, and it has like all the months. So I got a bunch because I want to see the layouts so that I can like recreate them and determine how I want to do it. This is an undated notebook. I also like cheap ones because you're not as scared to like write in them and mess them up. I broke a cardinal rule that I have, which is only use one planner, but I was thinking I could use these as like when I have events and stuff, I can use them as like giveaways, or I can give them to my sister for Halloween. Hey Haley, you'll literally never see this. But look at this, $3, guys. It has like sticky tags at the bottom, and then it has like days of the week across the top, and then they had a bunch for $1. So I think I'm gonna like, what I'm gonna do, because people have been asking for like a planner guide, like how to determine between what's on the market. You literally can't even see that. Like, wow, guys, look at this cool notebook. Thanks, Allison. A blank calendar. Wait, no. I don't even know if it's worth showing. Basically, go to Bullseye's Playground at Target and you'll find really cool planners for really cheap. They were like $3. Yeah, this one was $3, and just all sorts of notebooks, list pads. So yeah, I'm just really happy because, you know, Align Me, we'll figure it out. You know, I keep making progress every day. Made a lot of progress. 2020 is going to be an amazing year, and I'm really ready for it. I'm really excited. I mean, if you're watching this, thank you so much. Make sure you're following me on Instagram at Allison Ziggy, and lots more coming your way. I did write an article this morning as well called about the Sunday Scaries. What I'm really trying to do with like the new content is like tie in planning with stress and anxiety, because that's something very near and dear to my heart, as I talk about pretty frequently. But I really just want, I mean, anxiety is the fear of the future. Planning is mapping out your future. So why don't we intermingle the two and like come up with a solution? You know what? If I lose this remote one more time, and I know I can edit it out, but I don't even know how to edit videos. So like, no, I can't. Okay, last thing, I want to show you my Christmas tree. It's beautiful. Okay. It's an Allison Ziggy tree. Oh, okay, we're done. Bye.